Hola, we're going to be spending some days with the hardest storyteller, Void. In short, the guys who made him just wanted to make the game as miserable and hard as possible. I looked at his code and he is basically a Randy that just keeps sending raids and bad events one after the other, non-stop. Now combine this with my PTSD Mod Pack. I have an old video explaining it, but essentially we have extended the combat and Combat AI 5000, which should make the enemies smart. In addition to that, there is Fog of War, and I won't be notified of raids at all. We will be completely in the dark. Couple that with more injuries, which makes everything approximately 300% deadlier, as it fully simulates combat injuries as the deepest medical mod this game has. To make things even harder, I removed all tribal factions to ensure we only get raided by people properly armed with deadly firearms, rocket launchers and bulletproof ballistic plates. And to top all of that off, we are also playing on losing is fun, because why not? Everything else is completely normal, if you could say that. There is no ideal legion to help me out. My colonists are not man-made genetic abominations, just simple, fragile humans. And if it wasn't enough, we will be trying to raise a family in this hellhole. Here is a quick introduction to my starting colonists I made right at the beginning, while I still had some sanity left. Martha Fokker, she's the wife. She's really good and passionate about intellectual work and medicine. Dixie Normous, Bamboozler is the father. He's 1 year older than Martha, his wife, at 23. His passions are just killing people, that is, shooting and melee. And their little daughter, 4-year-old Ellie Bamboozler. I made many attempts. The first one, Normous just got shot in the neck with a shotgun and died choking on blood on the spot. On the second one, we were doing just fine, until a bipedal pig snuck behind Normous while he was outside and gave his internal organs some food for thought. We tried as best as we could to save him, but we just didn't have any bullets that could pierce the ballistic shield. Amazingly enough, the child managed to save her mother from being kidnapped. But alas, it was too late for Father Normous. In the next try, we were actually pretty far ahead, and even had the little baby boy. It's a boy. Yeah, Fokker just left him here and went back to sleep. Little alpaca baby. Doesn't need much to be happy. No expectations. Yeah, I would also have no expectations being born here. But while Normous was out hunting, a crazy guy with a flamethrower came unnoticed and started barbecuing the wife. Well, Ellie managed to save the day once again, but as you would expect, the infant has no clue whatsoever on how to treat third-degree burns, so her parents were just going to stay there rotting until they died of sepsis. That is, until a deserter offered to join the colony, in exchange for making us wanted criminals as well. It's strange that the Imperial troopers never came, but this guy saved everything. In time our burns healed, and the infections were not smelling as bad anymore. We were back on track, and I was forever indebted to him. Everything was developing nicely, even with the amount of raids we were getting on a daily basis. Until one day, when I wasn't even paying attention, a mad gazelle came up behind Martha. He hit Martha in the neck. Well, apparently you can't really save someone with a hole in their throat when all you have is basic familiarity with medicine. You know, God forgives. I am not encumbered by such metaphysical constraints. This made me deeply sad. And long story short, we needed Martha to function. Normous and his now motherless children could still try enduring and even resurrect Martha later on. But Normous was simply going insane. It was all just too much. He had to see his dead half-necked wife every day inside the freezer. And the worst of all, he can't cook. And by that I mean he can't stop himself from scratching his ass and then handling the food with his now shit-stained hands. So, every single meal he cooks just makes everyone immediately start vomiting their entrails out from the sheer amount of salmonella ingested. He almost starved from being paralyzed by bloody diarrhea. His little daughter has no knowledge on how to feed a grown-ass man in bed. Eventually he managed to crawl himself out of bed and eat, only to resume violently shitting his pants immediately after. I would say that between this and his -48 mood, this colony is also over. In the next try, I was way more ambitious, and I have learned a lot. We start by laying down my meta-wall bunker structure. Our only focus these first few days is churning out granite blocks from inside the little cavern. As soon as the first layers get done, they are tested by some desperate crackheads. It's not my fault the dog was outside. I can't even see where the damned creature goes, but it doesn't die, unlike the crackhead. And, as if the Void knew we had rushed our meta defenses, he congratulates our smartness by giving Normous both the flu and the plague at the same time. The plague is unreal, bro. He nonetheless survives, and we recover the lost time by making use of mind-enhancing drugs. We deal with the next crackheads at our doors and begin moving in groups to gather the remaining steel in the map. With some additional steel mined out, we could finish flooring our hospital with steel tiles, which will both increase the speed at which we research and prevent infections. On the next raid, one of the bums thought it smart to bring a firearm. No, armed raiders in this mod pack don't just rush at your obvious kill trap, but try to pry you out and constantly look for openings. I was thinking of a way to deal with him when my dog proved itself even more suicidal than usual. He got shot in the kidney. Well, I mean, he would have survived if fucker hadn't shot his other kidney out a few days ago. Just bad luck, really. We eventually managed to trick the raider into the door and shoot him in the ear. Why did you have to kill my dog? And why do I have to keep mercilessly stabbing people on the ground? Well, there's a mod that makes people tend to themselves while downed, so I'm just being careful is all. The next raid made me realize that this wasn't actually a good feature in my defenses. They can just shoot me from my own embrasure. Well, I mean, this is not the end of the world, but Normous did get shot in his belly and in his arm while trying to reposition. Now, she will be breaking my door and I can't really help that. What we can do is stand here and prevent her from coming in, while fucker tends to the wounds. The woman lost her patience and tried to exchange some bullets with us from an opening she had just made. Nothing came of that, and then she just retreated when I repositioned fucker right next to her. Now, as long as we keep Normous in a more advantageous position, she won't dare try coming in. This would work perfectly, as long as I could have fucker tend to his wounds so he doesn't drop dead. But he just kept moving away from the treatment. Why are you moving out of the treatment? Alright, just stand still then. Just stand right there, like, just don't fucking get out of there. He just keeps moving away. Now he has severe blood loss and will soon die if I don't perform a blood transfusion. We had no choice but to risk it with fucker to get rid of the woman. A lucky shot while moving, and a second lucky shot dropped her. We tried taking blood from the recently downed raider, but she had also lost too much blood. We had to resort to taking blood from Ellie, and that saved Normous. We fixed the oversight in our defenses and proceed to get immediately raided again by a pig woman with an AK-74U. Well, we have no chance whatsoever of taking this one down in a fair fight, so we quickly set up a trap and stand watch over the embrasure in turns so she doesn't have a chance to come in. This works, as she got hungry, gave up on murdering our family and left. We obviously need better equipment if we are to survive the next raid, which should be coming at any time now, so I take the risk and send Normous out to trade. Right, wife, I'm off to get ourselves some medicine and weapons. Actually, I'm just gonna buy alcohol. Just gonna buy it all on alcohol. On his way to the trading outpost there was a silver mining site, so I guess this was another incentive. The local crackhead took a shot at him, but that's nothing that 303 doesn't easily solve. Easiest 367 silver I ever made. We exchange everything for some basic necessities, and rescue a girl named Chantalise on the way back. She's a good crafter and intellectual, if you don't mind her being a mental asylum escapee that sets fire on things on a whim. Why were the gazelles mad? And how can a man dispatch 3 such animals with a knife in a melee fight? Well, Normous just has his way with this blue plastic knife, and you wouldn't believe what other things he has already killed with it. We get offered a perfectly functional woman in exchange for building a small monument, so we don't lose any time and get on with it. Oh, no way. No way, Normous. Normous got fucker pregnant again. Even though I set him to avoid pregnancy. Oh my god, Normous. There's no stopping this guy, he's just a maniac. He's never pulling out, that's what his that's his mantra. Hello, Takidrite. Takidrit. Well, she's perfectly functional if you ignore the fact that she has grey skin, alien-like eyes and doesn't like sunlight. Normous has another brawl with the local wildlife, and we start collecting some of the amarula that has spawned next to our base. This should net us some easy silver. Later that same day, the usual crackhead came over again, but our defenses are now fully complete. They get unceremoniously thrown into the oven, and we proceed to defend against the next ones that followed immediately after. A beret-wearing, lever-action-wielding girl, and a fat guy that didn't even try anything. Well, the big guy managed to escape, but I'm pretty sure he could still hear his friends screaming. Maybe he was glad he ran. Maybe he won't be able to live with himself. Anyway, I couldn't care less, as the act of having to rebuild these doors every other day makes me genuinely want to give up on and by itself. Ellie grows to be 7, and as you can see, she received top-notch education on how to properly shoot people dead, but no good traits unfortunately. The next raid was a bit more unusual. At first it seemed like our average daily bumps, but then I heard a strange noise and realized there was a flamethrower wielding woman inside my hospital melting Chantilly's where she sat. Now, taking her down was not a problem, as she was very close, and in grappling with her we could prevent another use of the flamethrower. The actual problems, which are 3, are that: first, the temperature inside my base is now 10 times the average. Second, my hospital and all my medicine are on fire. And third, there is deadly black smoke spreading all over my base. We can easily solve the temperature problem by deconstructing a path to the outside. Magically, the temperature gets regulated. This allows us to solve the second problem by beating down the fire without getting air fried. Now, the black smoke can't really be solved by anything other than wearing gas masks, which I didn't think I would even need by now. I didn't even think the dropouts could come this early in the game. Falker and Tachydrite managed to beat down the fire but fell unconscious to the black smoke. All of this while Normous defended our main gates. Little Ellie had just finished getting everyone to the next room and was taking the dog there also, when some more raiders started coming from the north. We quickly hide Ellie with the dog in the fridge and get Normous to scare the raiders off with his big mustache. Now, we don't know how many are up there, so we just grab the lever action as well, which thankfully has 12 bullets loaded. It's Normous and his trusty dog against 2. While the husky chains the woman, Normous managed to get a shot straight at the dude's spine. Now the woman has apparently given up, so that's another easy kill for Normous. If he could hit anything, that is. We cornered her at the door just in time before the main body of the raiders arrived. As soon as Normous opens the door, he gets shot straight in the heart with a slug round. Yeah, and I forgot the dog on release mode. A brave dog. Now we can't really do anything against a shotgun-wielding, psychoactive substance-abusing maniac, and we need to see what can be salvaged out of Normous' heart before he dies. So everyone just hides in the main room while I think of a way to survive here. They just seemed content in breaking my shelves for now. We prepare to sort it out after getting the tending done. Is there even anyone here? Oh, she's in my fridge and setting fire to things. The problem here is that we only really have one good cover to use, so it's gonna have to be Tachydrite out there. Holy shit. Shoot her, shoot her. Good job, good job. Where did you hit her? She's an old-ass woman as well. Well, she didn't manage to do much, but at least the raider is out of ammo for his shotgun. It's kind of hard moving with how much is... with 320 hits. He only has like 10% of his heart left. No, I didn't lose any time rescuing Tachydrite, but alas, she just lost too much blood and died before we could do anything. Yeah, I mean, she got shot like... this is twice with the shotgun. Yeah, and she died. F. Alright, but everyone just needs to rest. Yeah, I'm just sleeping. Normous is just sleeping on top of Tachydrite's body. Like, it's warmy and refreshing. Like, if only I had built like at least like steel plates for the chest, they wouldn't be going through that right now. We would all be way more alive than we are now. Normous wouldn't have his 90% of his heart missing. Like, the only reason Normous didn't die is because his stuff. That's the sole reason. And he got the abrasive trait somehow. In the early morning of the very next day, we get attacked by even more raiders. There's another guy here. Yeah, everything is wide open. Fuck. Luckily, Normous manages to take them down without getting injured himself. Quickly dispatching of them, we proceed to fix the most grievous destruction that our base has suffered. Our husky has given birth of 2 little doggies, 2 male puppies. So even amongst all this carnage that is happening, even among all this carnage, there's still good things happening. That's the nature of nature. Some die and some are born, and things must keep going. The struggle is what keeps us alive. Our husky became 40 points of meat. Another day, another raid. These ones were easier. Just some quick shots from the safety of our embrasure, the usual less than humane execution, and then a shot to the back of the head of the stragglers. Just as we finished building the door, another group of raiders arrived, the usual crackheads, except one of them had a revolver, but we managed to bait him into our cheese doorway as well. We couldn't even finish rebuilding the ovens because on that very same day, another group arrived. These ones weren't as desperate homeless as before. Normous had to spend the entire night running around trying to take some shots at them while not getting shot himself. He was being fueled by wake up while his daughter brought food for him. This is the new reality of this harsh, obviously broken storyteller. The firefight would have taken way longer if it weren't for a group of raccoons that appeared to help us. We got a few hours of respite after that to reorganize everything, and everyone seems to have healed nicely. Chantilly's is fully healed, didn't get an infection. Fokker just has some smoke inhalation. Normals also completely fine, and Ellie completely fine. Tachydrite not so fine. Let's do her funeral. Tachydrite, you gave your life to the colony. We appreciate all that you did, even though we knew you for so little. There's another guy here, oh my god. 4 knife-wielding crackheads with a pistol-armed overlord meth dealer. I just wanted to have some sleep tonight. So, we pull a tactical advance by having Chantilly suppress her while Normous repositions to get some easy shots from the side. We get some well-deserved rest and are woken up by Chantilly's having a fit with her unique mental disability. Holy shit, why did I get such garbage people? That was a perfectly good jacket. I have to babysit this insane woman. We couldn't even finish clearing everything from the previous 4 raids when the next one arrived by nightfall. They are coming more and more better armed each raid, but the shotgun wielding one thought it smart to use airsoft pellets instead of actual shot. But we are using real bullets, and so is the revolver guy who managed to get a shot at Normous' neck. Chantilly stays at our main embrasures, while Fokker has to save her husband once again. Thankfully, the wife is well versed in the medicinal arts and manages to quickly clear his airways and get everything back in place. In the morning, Chantilly's had to go out to secure us some food, and the raiders from the previous night were all dead, or so it seemed, because apparently Neo himself from the pop-hit movie The Matrix was still alive and kicking here, dodging every single bullet from her lever action, until Fokker came from behind and challenged him to dodge this. I don't know what's wrong with Chantilly's, but I just blame Turkler for everything that's even slightly strange with my game. We start producing some bandages, which were unintentionally made out of hyperweave, and get our main workstations in place. The next raid comes and we are warned about it, because obviously the guy who made the Silent Raids mod didn't bother to patch such garbage of a DLC. A horde of entities, shambling, rotting corpses. This is written all wrong. They would be easily dealt with if they weren't dodging all my bullets thanks to Turkler again. But I didn't even have to bother myself as they wouldn't be able to mine through my walls before expiring. But shooting experience is shooting experience. All the harder to get with a realistic skill rarity mod. Some more organizing, and dueling a rat in our backyard on the next day, canned hunting a bear on the following day, and another raid. These guys are obviously much better prepared than all the others who have come before them, but that doesn't stop us from being dumb and exchanging fire with them. Thankfully, the grenade launcher one also only has airsoft grenades loaded, so that's the end of them. Later on that same day, in the night hours, another raid. Now, to deal with these shield-wearing, grenade-throwing maniacs, all that you need is a bullet that can pierce 10mm of steel. You might not know this, but this leaves basically every single small arms ammunition out of the question, unless you are using specialized armor-piercing rounds, like the one in this Lee Enfield, which apparently can even cut their heads clean off their shoulders. There was more than one grenade guy, as these pigs usually like to fight. But the main benefit of my embrasure system is that most grenades miss and don't go through the portholes. Even so, Normous got injured, so I just left Chantilly's keeping watch while he got some treatment and rest. Just as morning came, they started giving up and going away. But I really wanted the assault rifle, so we gambled to see if we could take this guy down without him doing the same to us. He stopped to reload, and that was his last mistake. We go out to trade once again. All this trash that they bring isn't really worth much, but it does add up. Exchanging everything for some ammo, medicine and alcohol, we come back and get some vagabonds to help us out. These are just 2 kids who can't really do anything, and they really need more stone blocks. So I set them up with the most dangerous job ever. Just haul all of these chunks here for me, if you don't mind. If someone comes, just scream or something. Learn this and you will be better than 99% of RimWorld gamers. People can't have mental breakdowns as long as you have drugs. Smoke leaf is even better, because they will either get the mood back up or just fall unconscious from so much THC. We finish flooring everything so it doesn't look as trashy as before, and Fokker starts having contractions. Where we're having the baby. You can do it Normous even though you only have 3 medical. And you don't impregnate her again. Come on, can you give birth? I bet it's gonna be a boy. It's gonna be Arthur Alpaca Reborn. Come on, just push it out already. Don't have all day. And it's a boy, I told you. Baby Bamboozler. It's gonna be Arthur Alpaca. My best subscriber. Bamboozler. Welcome to the colony again, Arthur. The day after the coming of Arthur Alpaca, the next day arrives. I have now learned how to make ammo, and buckshot was my first priority. Little Ellie saw her entire life flashing before her eyes for a second here. The raiders got dealt with, and I let the 8-year-old vagabond take care of the bodies. Apparently this was too much for him. Observed corpse. Yeah, you're just a crybaby, just have some beer, boy. Man up. We are progressing, and just got our first batch of tobacco ready. Just do cigarettes forever. Everyone is gonna be a smoker for maximum efficiency. I tell them to recycle all of these trash weapons as they are worthless when selling, but still give out some components with a good crafter. On that night, a shitty 2-man raid, and behold, a shotgun, and he who used it almost killed Normous solely with a spalling. Wait, it's actually more than 2 people, but they still give up after having their dreams crushed by automatic armor-piercing incendiary rounds. The rifle is jamming a lot. It was already a bit broken when we got it, and the more broken it is, the more it jams. And the more it jams, the more it breaks. Yeah, we should just throw it away. Yes, a nice drop pod raid right inside my farm. Nothing that Normous can't deal with by himself, but it's nice having a bunch of people with shotguns covering us. Thankfully we also had found a fire foam pop pack, so the fires aren't really threatening anymore. Chantalise though somehow got shot in the face and lost her jaw. That's the bones of the office, I guess, although it doesn't make any sense how she is still alive. Refugees leaving. That scared me for a second. She has my shotgun. She's taking my good shotgun with her. Alright, I think you deserve it. You worked a lot here. You helped me take these guys out. You don't have a jaw, just sit down there. She just has a big ass hole in her head. Yeah, just put a band-aid over it. I love this game. It's a excellent 94% quality treatment this here. We are managing to survive pretty well, I would say. Chad, little baby Arthur Alpaca. Good crib. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, woo, wooga. Wow, woo, wooga. I was just having fun with a guy who fell in my backyard when the game managed to surprise me once again. How did they get in? Well, they just broke through all my doors and I didn't even hear it. I guess this is why people like the Silent Raid mod so much. By the time Normous got to do something, they had already beaten Chantalise hard in the head and cornered Fokker in her room. Now the only reason Normous got to act quickly like he did here is because he has fibrous mechanites, which is actually a good disease to have. The other 2 monkeys stole all my cigarettes and all the silver as well. Chantalise is now suffering from a hemorrhagic stroke and only has a few hours to live. Now, Fokker could easily treat her, as she is a good medic, except for the fact that she also got hit in the head and is now unconscious, for God knows how long. Thankfully, the veins in her brain are all fine, unlike Chantalise's. We don't really have much of a choice here, but to try operating on Chantalise with Normous. How do you save someone with a hemorrhagic stroke? Well, it's the oldest surgery known to mankind. You must open a hole in their skull to relieve the pressure, a procedure known as trepanation. Normous just needs to do this simple surgery and hope Chantalise doesn't go retarded from the stroke. But apparently, he drilled all the way into her brain and killed her immediately. I wasn't expecting much, but Normous really outdid himself here by just outright murdering her. Well, we did what could be done. I guess we were right to try it because Fokker only regained consciousness some 9 hours later and was pretty much more asleep than awake still. That night, we were trying to have some sleep next to the dead monkey when another unpatched raid came in. The cultists. They want to summon a demon to come kill us or something. And only Normous is combat capable now. They only have shitty knives and we also have a dog. Not really a fair fight. Coming back to base, and it seems there are some people who want to come in with us as well. This might seem a little retarded considering we both have good melee skill, but I guess it could happen under stress. London Simulator here was looking lit, but they can't even pierce my armor with their shitty knives anyway. We quickly dispatched them, take a drag real quick and finish flooring our rooms. Oh, Chantalise was Normous' rival and he's happy that she died. You are amazing, Normous. How are you doing, Arthur Alpaca? Little Arthur Alpaca baby, just sleep. You're just lying down there, just sleep. You want to sleep? We will continue struggling and surviving. Even though we were ourselves die and have to start all over again. As long as we are having the fun with each other, life is worth living. Well, I did not realize at the time, but I'm starting to question how well intentioned Normous was during that surgery. We are on the next day just recycling all the trashy weapons. Normous has an inspiration, and we use it to create an excellent steel helmet, which should keep the veins in our forehead from popping in the future. That very night we get some more knockoff zombies, set everything on fire, and go back to sleep. We spend the next days just organizing everything and making some more ammo, have a shootout with the afternoon raiders, execute the survivors by removing their heads with buckshot, have dinner and sleep. Just an average day on Bamboozler's Cove. Nothing much happens on the next day, so we take the opportunity to go trade off all the garbage we have been getting and get more medicine. We are going on a trip to a place called Del Hope. On the morning of the next day, Normous was still on the road when we got visited by our old friends, the melee only starving homeless people. Nothing fucker can deal with by herself. Go back to hell, you bum. Oh look, Ellie's just having fun here with her little baby brother, Arthur Alpaca. This is so nice, like, just brings me joy. Normous finally gets to the outpost and we find the exact thing we were looking for. We also get an FAL, since we don't really have any automatic rifle anymore. Back at base, Arthur Alpaca is now crawling, becoming more of a menace by the day. I love this horse. One 25-year-old horse. How long do horses live, by the way? We get a quest to save a guy named John, burn some stinking corpses at our front porch, and get attacked by even more suicidal maniacs. Although now they even managed to break the door, and we had to do it in a more manly way. Now this auto shotgun here should save me a heap of trouble, but we are setting it up on the second line of defense as a safeguard, since we can really risk losing it. 2 days pass without much happening. We are blessed with the plague once again, but now it's Fokker and Alpaca's turn. Since John is right next to an outpost, we secure some more food and take the ladder to trade and maybe bring the dude back with us. Hello, John. Oh, it's a fucking Mechanoid. It's a fucking Scorcher. This shit is dangerous as fuck. Shoot it? We can do better than that. Right, good job. Or the FMG was enough, thankfully. Oh, he's very good at melee. 27 years old, very good at mining. Somewhat can construct and do plenty of it. This guy's just perfect. Too bad he's slothful. Back at home, Fokker was nerfed by Oscar Polioski after developing immunity to the plague. Fokker obtained the Slowpoke trait. Why? But I'm not using these vanilla expanded mods anymore. Why did she get that? Normous is back with his new friend who just needs to recover for a while. On that same night, another raid, easily dealt with. We start building our prison because we are going to be needing some more compulsory labor for the next project I have in mind. More peaceful raiders to take care of, with the difference this time that I just leave Ellie to empty her 1911 mags on their heads since I can't be bothered anymore. Oh wait, I was supposed to imprison them. Old habits die hard. On the next day, around the same hour, another raid of the same sort. They are managing to break my doors faster and faster, it seems. I have never seen someone miss so many shotgun shots from such a close range before. This reminds me of vanilla. Believe it or not, but this fight lasted more than 1 in-game hour. It seems Fokker has forgotten to feed little Alpaca here, as he is just walking around screaming. Morning came, and it was Ellie's 10th birthday. We can have intellectual, medical, and melee. She can be a chunky, a nudist, a fisherman, sickly or jealous. I'd rather she just be beautiful. A lot of passions. Nothing much happens for 2 days. Then we get raided by the pigs. They aren't that hard to handle, since they have less manipulation and are as susceptible to 762 as anyone else. There was only one left, until it got a lucky shot right on Normous' helmet. Oh. Normous is now having a hemorrhagic stroke. Okay, so it actually didn't go through, but the bullet was so strong because it's from a magnet that it gave him a hemorrhagic stroke. And she also shot off his nose. What the fuck? How does that work? Alright, Fokker has 9 medical. I hope that's enough. Already 28%. His brain is getting updated. Alright. Very good treatment, but it needs surgery. So because this is such a hard surgery, I'm gonna have Fokker take some go juice to perform it. She doesn't need anything, but she's taking it. Her manipulation is 120%, sight 135. She has 9 medical. I'm just gonna lock the door so no one comes in to dirty it. And let's just hope for the best. Come on, you can save your husband, fucker. You have been practicing all this time. Just for this moment. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, she did it. She did it. Good job, fucker. Oh, he just has a severe headache. We go shopping for better equipment among the corpses and repair everything, only for the doors to get smashed again that very same night. Well, we couldn't even get down there in time to save the second door, so I guess this would be a good time as any to try out our new shotgun. Normals deserve some sleep. They kept trying it the whole night until they finally gave up in the morning. I guess these embrasures really are broken. My mountain base project was just getting started, having John as its sole miner for now, until I realized where I was mining just led to the outside. Fokker got pregnant again, and I'm surprised it took so long. We raided a small mushroom farm, then a wood farm, and go trade everything for more provisions. Meanwhile, our base was getting raided, so we had John protected. By the way, out of all the prisoners I have been getting, only 2 managed to survive. Around this time, Normous was having some more fun, now at a corn farm. And apparently some guys died to my auto shotgun and I didn't even realize it. Just after Normous had come back, we got a huge raid, but they were all beneath what I usually concern myself with. And I'm solely focused on getting my mountain base done. Arthur became a child, now being able to start howling for me as he should be. Some raiders managed to get through the doors, stabbed my slave, and proved me completely right in not wanting the auto shotgun on the first walls. But thankfully they didn't manage to break it, as John came in just in time to scare them off. We go through a severe lack of food, chase the nutrient-based dispenser to store some meals, hunt a mega sloth from our walls, sleep nice and cozy to the sound of our auto turret mowing people down, and then get raided by a swarm of military mechanoids. Now, all of these little devils may seem weak, considering they have no armor, and only use slug shotguns, but these slugs are super strong, and slowly kill people inside their armor. Yeah, I would rather just do some tactical repositioning to the inside of my base and not risk another hemorrhagic stroke. Instead, John can do it. Shambler assault. I think they're becoming quite good friends. His lover is dead. So sad. We got another Shambler horde, so I leave John there firing at them with a suppressive fire mode so he levels up faster. After that we get some much needed respite for a few days. I'm just stinky. Look at his head. Yeah, this was the shotgun. Look how the automatic shotgun, look what it does to people. And look at the mother of the two children. This looks so amazing. Oh, you're not the father. I like when the dogs eat the kibble and not like my tobacco leaves or my alcohol. Hey, everyone is so happy with the party. It's so much like, it feels so much nicer having children around the base. It feels like so much more like an actual home. It feels so much like an actual like people trying to survive, instead of it being just a bunch of psychopaths armed to the teeth. Well, we are psychopaths armed to the teeth. And the slave has to come in walking right when I'm saying that, all that about morality. We keep on mining and cutting blocks, filling up the accidental hole, until one day, when Normous was trying to convince a prisoner to work in exchange of not becoming kibble, some more people decided to make things easier for me and just drop right inside the prison. Well, except these ones came in with molotovs. Things just turned into complete chaos until, believe it or not, 12-year-old Ellie shot both of them down with her hollow point loaded 1911. John took care of the fires with his fire foam pack, and now it was just a matter of treating everyone with the least amount of infections as possible. On that very night, everything was quiet and peaceful. Our colony was looking great, just like my reaction time. Yeah, I don't think I've ever pressed spacebar so fast. John quickly sprays the closest one and, seeing that they are the wasters, I tell both of them to put on the gas masks. Now most of them apparently just shat their pants and hid inside our main bedroom. The base will be smelling for a few days, but otherwise we are unscathed. After we just finished tending to these war crime enjoyers, it seems even more of them decided to crash in as well. This time in the next bedroom, where Fokker was giving Ellie some lessons. As the nature of this challenge would imply, obviously everyone in the family carries at all times. To survive here, a 12-year-old must be able to quick draw and neutralize threats falling from the sky while they are at school. We are really rubbing shoulders with very possible tragic misfortunes here. Normous refills the fridge with delicious mega sloth. Our death machines offer some more sacrifices to whatever demon it has taken its powers from, and Fokker starts her labor. So we have a 10% chance of having a shitty baby. I think it's gonna be another man, a little brother to baby Arthur Alpaca. Yeah, it's a daughter. I was wrong this time. And I don't think I have any any female commenters on my video, so I'm just gonna name her whatever. I'm gonna think of a name. I have 24 hours to think of a name. We get what seems to be another, scatter at drop pod rate, and make quick work of them. Almost finishing filling up the hole in the mountain, we are prompted to make use of our creativity for a name for the new daughter. So I thought of a good name. I thought of a good name for the baby. Like in homage of the first colonist that joined us and died fighting. And also because I really like pronouncing her name, our new daughter is gonna be called Chantilly's. That is our daughter, Chantilly's. Chantilly's Bamboozler. The hole is filled. Now, we turn all our efforts into moving our base underground to avoid the misfortunes that are sure to come if we stay out here in the open any longer. With our first infestation in the mountain here to annoy us, we put our firepower to the test. Combat Extended has a different method to killing insects. All that matters here is having enough ammo to kill them all before they get to you. Because if they do get to you, the best outcome you can usually get is just losing an arm or a leg. Come on, kill it! Kill it! Kill it! But anyway, both in vanilla and here I just see them as free camp fuel. My improved defenses for the new base are getting built, and something explosive just fell on top of my ammo stockpile. Holy shit! Thankfully, I had brought a fire foam pop pack for this exact scenario. This was bound to happen sooner or later, and I am not that dumb. Well, maybe I am a little dumb, because I forgot to install the one meant for the main hall. Better late than never, I guess. John was the first one to get there, so he immediately starts giving them something else to do other than loading the mortars. Normals arrive, so we reposition for better shooting positions. I would dare say this is the biggest threat to our existence so far, but we are just much better equipped than they are. John got shot in the chest, but the plate managed to hold most of the bullet outside. You know, I was more worried about having to clean up all of this fire foam than I was about the armed monkeys. A few hours later, a group of pigs arrived, and suddenly, the BB rounds for the shotgun started making a lot more sense. They are disabling my auto shotgun and destroying it with them. Yeah, I think the shotgun has outlived its usefulness. And yeah, the raids seem to be getting considerably bigger in size, but that's nothing that the fighting men of Bamboozler's Cove can take care of together. The only thing those pigs seem to like more than ballistic shields is just blowing themselves up with their own grenades. So there's that going for us. I surely am glad I got John here with us. We surely wouldn't be surviving all of this without him. On the morning of the next day I had my slaves clean up the mess we had left there. It seems forcing people to do things make them want to be free and not do these things. Yes, it does seem like that. But I'm not letting them grab anything. Oh wait, this one did grab something. Oh my god! Why? He's insane. He's burning my dog. Burning my wife. Well, his own incompetence was his downfall, because I'm pretty sure the flamethrower would have been way more effective if he had just cleaned up all the fire foam like I told him to. John shoots a burst at this pseudo-Spartacus, and that was the end of his little innovations. I'm giving him the worst punishment ever, which is just having to keep doing what he was doing. Working. That night, a bunch of Mechanoids showed up, so we form up in battle array again. Actually, we are not fighting them. There is no armor that stops the broken bullshit Combat Extended devs call charge ammunition, so we leave the turret to fend for itself. Yeah, it does short work of the smaller militaries, but anything above that just takes some more insistence. As long as we show the turret that we appreciate it and take care of it, it also takes care of us. If you would believe it, this kept going until the late morning hours. So I micromanaged Normals and used my embrasure design to its cheesiest, by repositioning as soon as they were ready to fire back. Actually, the entire combat strategy of this game, even in vanilla, revolves around this. Our underground base is not even halfway there, and I'm going insane. It surely would go faster if my 4 slaves were not half-assing it so much. What the fuck is this guy here aiming a sniper rifle at fucker's head, and how did he get here? So this guy here just dropped. Oh, there's no way fucker is surviving that. I should have left her with a smoke pop. I could have saved her life right now. Opaka just hiding here. Just run, fucker. Don't even try shooting back. Got hit in the heart, what the fuck? He's just almost shooting again. Alright, he managed to dodge it. Even being mortally wounded, fucker manages to down 2 of them while moving. It's not like we have a family history of getting shot in the heart, but we actually do. It's another scattered drop pod raid and I don't really know how to proceed here. The sniper guy is still here and there is no good way of approaching him without approaching God first. Little Archer Alpaca though is stranded on the mountain and I have lost sight of the sniper. Oh, never mind, here he is. You don't think Archer Alpaca can run from her? Go fast, John. Just shoot her. Shoot her anywhere else but her fucking... shoot her anywhere else but in her chest plate. Archer Alpaca doesn't know the leg meta. Oh, he did hit her once. In the arm, alright. Bro, I swear, if you kill Archer Alpaca... Oh, Archer Alpaca took her down. I will never doubt Alpaca again. This kid is a menace. Fokker managed to tape the rifle bullet hole in her heart by herself, and all that is left now are the raiders outside. Alright, never mind then, I guess. Bro, how are you screaming? I just shot you in the head. A few hours later, another drop pod raid. My slaves really got the short straw here. But when the raiders were otherwise entertained with shooting the lower strata, our aristocratic fighters were already in position to mow them down. I do feel so badass with these two guys here. Veteran fighters who do this on a daily basis, like it's any other job. I just let the slaves finish them off barehanded now. I find this sends a deeper message. As a reward, they can even smoke some crack. The one who got shot the most started having a heart attack, so we help him on his way out by speeding up his departure. This other one who just hit the pipe was a body purist, with a mood debuff that she had something installed in her body. Without having anything installed in her body, we cure her mental illness by euthanizing her while she slept. We get another infestation and shoot it down like we are on target practice. Then, easily deal with more raiders, like we are behind a double layer meta bunker wall. Everything goes nicely. For about 2 days. Pure peace and tranquility. And even though we only have one slave left, our mountain base is getting done fast. Until the harshest misfortune ever struck our colony. Dude, he was 5 years old. He was 5 years old. You guys shot him in the head. You broke his spine. It's just a child. That's why I wanted to move in there. Oh my god, they broke his spine. He's 5 years old. I'm very sorry if you are watching this, Archer Alpaca. This might seem like kind of ominous. This is really shitty, like I feel really bad. I'm gonna make this guy suffer a lot. No, wait. The knife is too humane for these monsters. Just bait them. Beat them with a rifle. No, don't shoot them. Shooting is humane, just beat them. No, wait. You're still alive, aren't you, Doyle? I'll get you a new spine, don't worry, I'll be a millionaire. I'll be a millionaire and buy you the best spine in the world. You walk again. Dude, I'm so mad. But I guess the good thing about living in an insufferable hellhole is you don't really have time to be sad about anything. Everyone else could end up like little Alpaca here, and now we have to go out to destroy a pirate camp that's shutting our energy down. We lose no time in moving out, but at the same time, a Mechanoid psychic droner tuned to make women suffer mentally fell on our map. Well, one thing at a time. The camp was more of a nuisance than an actual threat, so we do some trade and go after another camp on the way back since we are out here already. All of that while our auto shotgun keeps our base safe from even more people trying to come in. It was a tribal hunting camp with some 7 people, not really any danger. The guys trying to break the door didn't get anywhere, by the way. Normous is back and there is still the droner to deal with. But John is having an episode right now, so we will wait it out. At the famous 8 without table. Later on, some cultists arrived, but apparently in the worst place possible for them. Here you can hear how the scyther easily cuts them up like salami. I figured it was time to destroy the ships we go after you together in one big group. Apparently, only 5 scythers. Fokker almost lost a leg, but otherwise everyone is fine. We are already building up our main storage area and getting ready to move in. A monkey fell inside with a bunch of boars inside my base. Normous butchers them all easily. Then another zombie horde came in and we don't even bother killing them, but just move the shotgun back to the second layer. And as soon as we start building the generator in the mountain, we begin to move in. As we were doing so, some more Itakin came in from the outside using smoke to blind our turret, so we simply repair the door while it clears. Yeah, these guys were pretty decked out and giving my turret a beating, so we just took it off. Now my embrasures are working against us again, so we use the smoke pop to get back down there. Now fucker is the turret, and not as easily fooled as the one before her. But they only really stopped being smartasses when I brought everyone down here to give them some reasons to reconsider their choices. We were gradually moving everything inside and just taking our time really, when another siege came. These things can't be rushed, so we will be taking them down before they can hit our open-air stockpile. Yes, there are many of them, but none was so smart as to bring a long-ranged weapon. So, easy pickings really. After this one, we start sleeping inside the new base straight away. We can always acquire more wealth, but you can't really undo what a mortar shell does to the human body. Another infestation appears, but they come at us piecemeal, so it gets easily taken care of by Normous and John, who were inside before the others even arrived. You know, the only danger of moving inside a man-dug cave deep beneath the mountain is that everyone goes insane. Even I was going insane at how retarded my colonists were being. We had just about moved everything inside, but the new crop that was ready to be harvested when a cluster fell right between us and it. The cluster was still dormant, but I figured the corn wasn't worth the trouble of carefully zoning everyone, so I just told them to stay inside. You have to always look at these life-threatening situations with a positive lens. See, no one can raid me while this shit is outside my base, and my base is virtually immune to drop pods, sieges and the like, so we can just sit back here and get our new base up and running. We have some food to spare, and if push comes to shove, we can always eat insect meat, but like I said, everyone was going insane. The losing is fun difficulty only means everyone is a crybaby and people don't pay shit for our things. I mean, what the fuck does catatonic even mean? What planet does Titan come from and how does this happen? Is everyone in this game fucking schizophrenic? We stayed inside for a few days without leaving, and when I thought about leaving, our old base and crops start getting shelled by another siege. I guess we will be staying inside. Like I said, the mech cluster is our friend. Our god, Void himself, placed it here to keep us safe from the unwashed raiders. And as it turns out, I am really stupid. Why did I go out there to see what was happening? Why did we shoot the Tesseron outside? There is a fucking centipede and now it's coming straight for us. Our sniper is loaded with the best ammo in the game. What does it do? Nothing. Yeah, there goes your arm, my brave slave. We must take them down now, and I don't really know how I will be doing that. John tries grabbing the rifle, but gets one of his lungs instantly melted by the Tesseron through his fucking recon armor. I'm surely not going to stand here and prove that their guns are broken, so we are moving everyone back inside. Well, I would like to at least, if Chantilly's wasn't trying to cure herself here. While going after the baby, the turret seems to have managed to take down the Tesseron, which was already heavily damaged. But the centipede is still here, and it is coming for us. How long did the turret last against the centipede? About half a second. We can't really have this monster come inside and endanger the family. We need to do as much damage to it as possible while it is still within the embrasures. Now, throughout the entire playthrough we have managed to get our hands on 2 shield packs. I reasoned this was a good time as any to use them, as they would be useless if we were all dead. It gives us about 30 seconds of protection, so we make the best of it and get as many rounds as possible on the Mechanoid. We are using the best ammo in the game, armor piercing discarding sabot on a full power automatic rifle, and it just eats all of it like a champ. Normous takes the last full auto shots on it in the last few seconds of the shield and moves back just moments before getting sent to Kingdom Come. If you have watched my last playthrough with this mod pack, you already know that having one of these on the loose inside our base will mean the death of every single person inside, and this time I don't even have rocket launchers like I did them. I start putting my 6 good brain cells to use and think for a while how to get us out of this alive, when yet another misfortune hits us. John is fucking dead. From what? Yeah, he choked on blood. And fucker just lying here doing absolute jack shit, like just lying on the bed while everyone dies. Oh my god. Yeah, because he got beamed into his lungs and the armor did shit to protect him. Recon armor at that. It's now only the father and her daughter against an unstoppable monster. And yes, both of them are on multiple drugs at this point. Because now it's do or die. Let's hold it there fast. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's coming. Grab that, Normous. It's right there. Set up bipod. Reload. Armor piercing incendiary. Right, get back to your spot. Centipede's right there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Deploy the low shoot pack. Good job. Reload. Armor piercing, discard, and stab it. Come on, fast, fast, shoot it. Just do burst shots. You can do auto shots. It doesn't really get suppressed while we are hitting it. Come on, shoot it more. Still have 19 seconds. Just do burst shots. We're out of ammo here. 11 seconds. It's not fucking dead. Come on, 3 seconds. Alright, you guys need to get out. Holy fuck. Alright, Ellie. Your father is gonna sacrifice himself for you now. Come on, Ellie. Flamethrower it. Oretachi no kirifu da. Boromete mo toki hainatsu. Kono hono no niryu no gosa ga soitsu wo kizutsukeru yutsu no chikara da. Nope. Gotta go shot in the ear. Alright, it's burning, it's burning. Get out of there. Oh. Yes. Fuck man, this shit is hard. Oh, we almost died. Holy shit. Alright, go tend to yourself, Ellie. Now, this video is already huge. We buried John with all due honor, and also the slave, because this one deserved it. Later on, some raiders took care of the rest of the mech cluster, although every one of them also died in the process. We eventually got a flamethrower turret and loaded it with Chelid Prometheum in the place of the old, trusty auto shotgun. So now, even Mechanoids won't be bothering us anymore, as they can't really cope with it. Yes, some drop pods did fall within the walls and rushed straight inside, but in the middle of the corridor, we had placed a mounted grenade launcher which turned anything and everything into mashed potatoes. That is, when the sheer firepower of our pawns alone wasn't enough. We put a bounty for a bionic spine for Little Alpaca with the Trading Expanded mod, and eventually it was delivered. The boy was back to walking and shooting people as he liked to do, although he couldn't receive the proper childhood he deserved. We even captured a guinea with 20 crafting and had her recruited and working for us. She made the best equipment we could hope for. Yes, the raids kept being constant, and also the infestations, but these only served to fuel my safely entombed engines, while the raiders were repurposed into slave labor for my new farms. The slaves kept being annoying, so I ended up replacing them with automation. The rest of my gameplay was much more of the same, but since we achieved a functional mountain base, we are pretty much impervious to everything now. We were ended by an enemy I am completely incapable of dealing with, heavy, unfixable stuttering. I tried everything. Trust me, something has bugged, and the map is completely littered with siege camps and various different corpses. But anyways, we made it today, 276. I consider this a victory, as nothing much would change as long as I didn't push my wealth any higher. And there is nothing in this game that my new mountain base hasn't defeated yet. I recognize that the embrasures are broken, no matter how you look at them, and need to be removed. Combat AI 5000 proves itself challenging in the early game, but somehow makes things easier against bigger raids. Maybe only leaving its Fog of War feature on would be best. I will be making this mod pack harder. In the meantime, thanks for watching.